Hey Blake, right here you got a fruity pebble. Right there. Right here? Right there. You gotta show.
Like
you guys can't see the bathing shorts though, right? It's just waist up.
You're in the same place you were this morning. Same hair and everything.
Now the hair tilted a little bit more to the right.
There you go.
Yeah, that's not what it was.
Look at me. Tell you what, get so much grief from people.
I think everybody's getting delusional in this quarantine.
Oh, good job there, Glenn, on your team.
Identify yourself.
Brian's even got the earphones in. I'm serious.
Like kids running around.
Oh, here. I went into the office for that very reason.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Me too.
Yeah.
It is 7 o'clock.
All right, call me order. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
I need to take a roll call.
Go ahead.
All right. Constanescu.
Here.
Kramer.
Here.
Lauritsen.
Here.
Pitts.
Here.
Venable.
Here.
Semino.
Here.
And the staff is Glenn Rodden, City Administrator. Blake Glover, City Attorney.
Also correct. Good job,
And
Laura.
Laura Hartman, City Clerk.
I can tell it, though.
All right. First item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Motion.
I approve the agenda.
Been moved. by
Seconded.
Julie. Seconded by Julie.
Yes.
Laura, can you call the roll?
Constanescu. Julie.
Yes.
Kramer.
Yes.
Lauritsen.
Yes.
Pitts.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next item is the consent agenda. Are there any questions or concerns about that? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
This is Brian, and I move we approve the consent agenda. Corey, second.
Second, Cory, can you call the roll?
Constanescu. Yes. Kramer.
Yes.
Lauritsen.
Yes.
Pitts.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next is public comment. Laura?
Read our public comment. Yes, we have one. Here we go. This was submitted by Scott White, co-owner of Baldwin City Fitness LLC. In my gym, since we opened, we have averaged about 3 members in the gym at one time.
There have been very few times we have 10 people in the gym at the same time. Additionally, we have always had disinfectant to sanitize the equipment before and after use. We encouraged it before COVID-19 and insisted on it after. Simply put, social distancing is so easy in my gym and was really already happening before. I am 100% okay with the state stay-at-home order, but when we start opening, I don't want my business unfairly lumped in with other businesses that are like ours. Before we were shut down, we had posted and enforced rules limiting the gym to no more than 10 at a time, 6 feet apart from each other. If you have any symptoms of any illness, stay at home and disinfect equipment before and after use. My partner and I were disinfecting the bathrooms and doors at least 6 times a day for our members and our own safety. If allowed to open, we will do the same and require masks and take everyone's temperature before entry if necessary. I have already purchased a no-touch required thermal thermometer. My business has been shut down since March 24th. We suspended billing of my members the same day. From what I understand, other corporate and chain gyms have. So since the shutdown, we have made $0. I paid zero in rent to a building I actually own. The building that houses my gym, which I own, has the gym as its only commercial tenant. Upstairs, there are 4 apartments. 2 of them are Airbnbs that have made almost nothing since the slowdown in travel started 2 months ago. So my gym is making nothing, yet continues to have an overhead of around $3,000 per month, and my building has currently $1,240 in income and around 3,000 month. Even though I have applied for everything I can, I have received $0. Even my $1,200 from the federal government has not hit my bank account because I didn't get a refund last year. I paid because I'm self-employed. Lastly, I can accept being deemed as non-essential, but just about everyone I know who is at risk are at risk because of overweight and out of shape. So going forward, I think gyms and fitness are essential, more essential than people think. In conclusion, the decision on who can reopen, consideration should be given to what business can provide a safe space to conduct commerce rather what is or isn't essential. While I'm glad the grocery store, hardware store, and post office are open, it pains me in knowing our gym is and always has been far safer than those places. So with the benefit of hindsight and some self-interest, I think the better approach would have been to focus purely on public safety by forcing essential businesses with a lot of traffic to implement effective social distancing policies and allow the so-called non-essential businesses with a small amount of traffic to operate while enforcing social distancing. Standing in line to get toilet paper while essential is far more dangerous than coming to my. Also remember this, the no sales taxes that will be collected from me or businesses like mine.
So for the council's knowledge, we don't, I don't hold the authority to shut down those businesses under this order. That is actually held by the governor. The city has not ever ordered businesses to shut down or to operate in any specific manner. It's the governor's order. The authority doesn't lie with local municipalities. So, any other comments or questions on that? Oh, Scott, I think Scott, you're muted.
Sorry, are we gonna respond back, just let him know he ought to direct that to the governor?
Yeah.
He wants to make sure that the right people are hearing.
Yeah, I talked to him actually just a few minutes ago, and he's made some contacts. He just kind of moving forward as things started to open up. He kind of just wanted us to know in case there was anything municipally that we were enforcing, as well as maybe just kind of just getting it out there. But he has since made contacts with the governor's office.
All right, next item on the special reports and presentations, or is anybody going to report, or is it the proclamation?
It's the proclamation.
Library Board.
Second. This is Brian.
Thank you. Constanescu,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Lordson,
Yes.
Pitts,
Yes.
Venable.
Yes. Library Board.
Motion passes 5-0.
Second. This is Brian.
Thank you. Constanescu,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yes.
Wow.
Lordson,
Something.
Pitts.
Yes.
Back right now.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
This is Brian.
It's
Constanescu,
happening again.
Yes.
It is happening again.
Yes.
Lordson,
Something.
Yes.
Back right now.
I'll just talk over it. How about
We're going to start singing a harmony here pretty soon.
we'll get on with
It's a roundabout.
the committee reports. Budget finance, Scott.
Maybe we should all mute.
Might need to.
That's a good idea.
I'll just talk over it. How about
We're going to start singing a harmony here pretty soon.
we'll get on with
It's a roundabout.
Hey, stopped. All right, Scott, can you unmute?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Budget and Finance Committee met several times since the 14th council meeting. We had sewer rate review was on the agenda. We've postponed that. We'll include that in our budget discussion, our 2021 budget discussion. The Budget IQ project, we expect to have a presentable output of that effort for early May council 2021 budget work session. Kind of walk through, what the format looks like, get feedback, use real data as kind of a launching point for our 2021 budget process. Then the last thing was the park purchase and depot lease effort. It's taken up most of our time. We're very interested in trying to get this thing resolved as quickly as possible. I know Midland is as well. So Blake provided Midland's attorney with a term sheet which really identifies the major elements of the lease that we're proposing for Midland, between the city and Midland. We based that term sheet offer on the consensus from the council meeting on the special council meeting on the 31st. So based on the discussion there and what we came to from a consensus on the major issues, that really drove the term sheet that we offered. We did receive a counter offer from Midland yesterday from the attorney. We reviewed it this morning, and Blake, I don't know if it went out today or if it's going back tomorrow. When our response is going to be
tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have our response back to them tomorrow, and we're committed to getting this thing resolved as quickly as possible. We're optimistic we can come to a mutually beneficial solution. I know staff and the budget committee has spent a lot of time working on this. So what we're going to try to do is get to a term sheet that we can bring to the council for their review as quickly as possible, and then move forward into kind of the final details around language in a contract. So that's an update on that. Any questions?
Thank you, Scott.
Okay. Next meeting scheduled for Friday the 10th at 7:45 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Community development, Susan.
Next CDC meeting is scheduled for next Monday. I think we just need to tie up some loose ends regarding Sullivan Square. And for the Bauer building, I've been in touch with Jay, the architect, and with Katrina from SHPO. Katrina is reviewing the plans that the advisory group came up with the help of Jay. And she's also looking at a virtual tour I did of the building since she can't physically get in there right now. And then we'll schedule a meeting for Katrina and Jay to come together and discuss any issues with compliance as far as being a historical building. As far as Sullivan Square, I've been getting lots of little updates from Brian, so I'm going to let him discuss that.
You're muted, Brian.
All right, how about now?
There you go.
Okay, so we have the drink rail that is going to be installed, I believe, this week. Is that right, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, they're hoping for this week.
And then really the lights and the sound system are some of the last few pieces that are going to be installed in the next couple of weeks. We also have continued working on our bench program. The mayor found a local, he's a Baldwin High graduate, Brandon Kempenar, who's going to build the benches for us. And the artists will be able to collect their canvases and start work on those here in the next month or so. So that's my update. Do you have anything, Mayor, you want to add to Sullivan Square?
No, it's coming together. The grass looks great. Just wish
it does.
Laying on it, watching a movie or something.
Right.
Hey, I've got a question real quick for this committee on the Bauer building. I mean, what's the plan? I mean, what's the process that we're going through to figure out, are you figuring out what potential uses are? I'm like an update on really what your plan is around coming forward.
We're looking at it being a community center. And so, we're just trying to get plans together that we can present to the council at this point.
So Scott, there was a community group put together of multiple people in the community, and they've kind of been working through it. It hasn't actually been brought to community development quite yet. They kind of wanted to get a little further, and Susan, correct me if I'm wrong. They wanted to get a little further before they brought it to the committee, and then ultimately.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, thanks. Appreciate it. Just looking for an update.
This virus just hit them. I mean, they were literally going to have one of their last couple meetings this month, and
right,
kind of threw everything for a loop. So. All right. Is that you good, Susan, Brian?
Yep, I'm good.
Public safety, Corey.
Yeah, we kind of had a busy one. Discussed the possible truck route. We got Steve Wilson of Baldwin Feed on the call. We had a Zoom meeting, and just kind of going through some of his challenges as far as what's currently in place versus what could potentially be in place. Ed's going to continue reaching out to KDOT and discuss possibly getting a stoplight on the corner of 1600 Road, Lawrence Street, and 56. That's kind of one of the more dangerous aspects of using that road is for a truck route is that the semis pulling out of there. A stoplight would definitely be a lot more safe. We think that's a good direction to go. Also, possibly reaching out to the county to discuss paving 150 and also a section of the 1600 that's gravel might also help out. Ultimately, the trucks are going down 11th, and that's currently what's in place. So we're just kind of tossing some things around. It's pretty early. We wanted to get Steve's feedback since he's definitely most of the truck traffic going down to that part of town to keep trucks off the brick streets. But like I said, early on, kind of discussing that a little bit further. Another thing brought up was the RV park on 56, which would be on the corner of 1st and 56. Kind of more safety issues with that we were kind of dealing with last year with the mobile home park. We discussed hiring a attorney to kind of help us through that process. I guess that fee was looking like it would be around $5,000 to kind of help us through that. So they wanted me to bring that to the council and see how we would feel about that to kind of get that process started with boosting some of the safety around there. Brought up the Signal Ridge parking again. Chief Patrick's still exploring that. We're still kind of just dragging here through this COVID-19. But also discuss switching parking on Deer Ridge, Elk Ridge, and Eagle Ridge. They're all currently, the parking is currently on the side where all the mailboxes are. And we just kind of wanted to explore possibly switching that up, putting it on the other side and see what consequences might be from that. Other than that, you may have noticed the 3 stop signs on the corner of College and Main, as well as the golf course entrance. I've heard some good feedback on that. Kind of functions as a 3-way stop. It had been a pretty dangerous curve. If you go over it, if you look in the ditch, there's ruts all the way through there where people have had to bail out constantly. And I talked to the people who live in the house there on the corner, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, you can sit out here and just any given time watch a almost accident happen. So they were pretty grateful for that, and their kids can kind of play out there and feel a little bit more safe. So it's a good thing. Our next meeting is for May 12th at 4 p.m.
Thank you, Corey. Public Works and Utilities, Brian.
We are meeting this Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Zoom machine, and we're talking about a potential partnership project with a rural water district. Staff had received a request from one of them, so we will bring that up along with project updates on this Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Brian. Legislative Committee.
I don't have any report, but the first week of May, I think Scott and I and Blake are going to try to get together and have a meeting. I know Blake's been really busy, so we're kind of putting it off for a little bit.
Okay. Any staff comments?
Not really. I spend all my time on Zoom meetings for the COVID-19 thing, to be honest with you. What I do all day, and that's what I think about all night. So that's it.
All right. Any council comments?
No.
I just have a couple. Just remember when you guys are, submitting feedback for committee to discuss or anything, submit it through Laura directly. Also, committees can make sure if you want to utilize Zoom or are utilizing Zoom, just let Laura know so we can post the link online for people to watch or whatever, interact in. And then the only other thing is, Scott, I don't know if I said this before, but on your finance committee is on the agenda is the Senior Wheels program on there?
It's planned to be on here for Friday.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I just wanted to verify because they reached out. So.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have any more, so I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I motion we adjourn.
Corey, motion to adjourn. Susan, second, I believe, didn't you?
Yep.
Konstanescu,
Yes.
Kramer,
Yay.
Lordson,
Yes.
Pitts,
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Motion passes. We are adjourned. Have a good night, guys.
Good night.
See y'all.
Thank you.
Too.
Thanks.
Bye.
Raj, you're rude. I'm on a city council meeting. You're standing over me and acting like a dumbass.